Hey everyone, I'm Meredith Hawley. I'm a lawyer and life coach, and I help employees stop harassment and discrimination at work so that they can work in a healthy environment and focus on work that they love. And I wanted to talk to you today in honor of Black History Month about how to talk to Black people. So, if you're listening to me about this, there are probably hundreds and thousands of other voices that are more important than mine about how to do this. So I encourage you to find them, post them in the comments so that we can all follow them. Here's my number one tip about how to talk to people of color about racism. The answer is don't. Don't think of it as talking to them about racism. Think about it as listening. If we have a characteristic that has an advantage in society, and we can argue all day long if like white people are at a disadvantage or men are at a disadvantage, and the research and statistics just show that we have advantages. So if you want to argue with me about that, that's fine. But for those of us who have advantages, the best way to learn about this and to learn how to talk about it is to listen. Like, listen until you're just like bursting with things that you want to say, but still listen. Make sure that you can say the problem back to the person that you're talking to in their words before you say your opinion, before you ask your questions. Just stop and really listen to what is going on with the other person. And so sometimes when we're trying to listen to other people, we're like kind of demanding that they tell us about their experience, and that's not how you listen. I'm saying in my little note here, like if you wanted to listen to the Rolling Stones, you wouldn't like knock on Mic Jagger's door and be like, you better play for me now. So don't do this to other people. If you have something to learn about what it's like to be a person with a characteristic that's not yours, demanding that they tell you about it is not the way to get there. It's not treating them like your teacher. So if we're talking to somebody with a characteristic that's different than ours, with particularly a non-dominant characteristic, you want to treat this person like it's Jesus, like it's Mother Teresa, like it's Gandhi, who just came to your door and has something really important to share with you about this. Like, give them that respect. They are your teacher. And sometimes teachers don't want to teach a classroom full of kindergartners who don't understand something basic. Sometimes you're just tired of talking about it, and it's not everyone's obligation to teach you about this, but there are people who are out there who are talking about this, who are using their voices already. So if you wanted to listen to the Rolling Stones, how would you listen to the Rolling Stones? You might go on Spotify, you would Google it, you would find the Rolling Stones where there already are recordings of them playing, and you would listen to it. So listen to the people who are already talking about this issue. And the number two most important thing I think you can do is like, be willing to be wrong, be willing to get it wrong and apologize. Be willing to say, I don't understand this. Don't assume that you do understand, or even that you're supposed to understand if it's not your experience. You're supposed to be able to listen. You're not supposed to know all the answers right away. Be respectful in your questions, but if somebody of color shuts you down and says that you're wrong, that's their prerogative to disagree with you. It doesn't mean that you stop asking questions. It doesn't mean that you stop learning, that you stop finding people who are talking about this issue. Still go out there, still learn more. If you don't understand, be genuine about not understanding, and you might get it wrong. You will get it wrong sometimes. A lot of white people react to getting it wrong, and to having people of color tell them that they're getting it wrong by like writing a letter to the person's employer saying they should be fired. This is like not an appropriate, or demanding that they explain to you what their perspective is. It's not an appropriate response. It's not a way to actually get information that you want. If the Rolling Stones didn't want to play for you, if they said that they didn't like the way you play guitar, you would probably still show them respect. If Jesus told you that you're getting religion wrong, you might disagree, but you probably would show respect to that person. So treat people of color that you're learning from with the same respect that you would give the Rolling Stones if they didn't want to play for you. So these are sort of my two things that I want you to think about are listen. How would you listen? How do you listen best? How do you find people who are already talking about this and listen to them? And then be willing to be wrong. Be willing to get it wrong and ask hard questions. So if you have people of color that you follow, I'm going to post some of my favorites in the comments of people I've been following lately who I just think are like on fire, fantastic. And so if you have those, I hope that you'll post them in the comments. If you are a person of color and I've gotten something wrong in this, I hope you'll post that in the comments. And yeah, it's my day off, so I wasn't gonna do a live. I'm like in my hoodie getting ready to take a walk, but I was thinking about it today and I just felt like I wanted to say something and I wanted to honor Black History Month and say I love you all. So I will talk to you. Oh, and download Layla Saad's White Supremacy Handbook. I think I'm going to print that out today, and I'm more of a print person, and so go through it on print through parts of it. So I'm going to post that in the comments, and trigger warning with Killer Mike. Those are my like top two that I'm super excited about. Okay, I love you guys. Happy Friday. Happy Black History Month. I hope you have a great weekend.